Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm taking you 2,000 years into the past, into the life of the most talked about, most scandalous woman of the ancient world, Cleopatra. Not just the Queen of Egypt, but the queen of the entire Mediterranean gossip circuit. If paparazzi existed back then, I swear half of today's museums would be filled not with paintings, but with tabloid covers. Cleopatra's childhood was basically a season of Game of Thrones. Her father, Ptolemy XII, was on the throne, but around him, about 30 cousins, uncles, aunts, everyone plotting behind everyone's back. Palace intrigue levels, expert mode. By age 14, Cleopatra wasn't learning which language to speak. She was learning which relatives were trying to poison, which relatives she spoke 9 languages. And that's important, because history loved to obsess over her beauty, but the real weapon was her mind. Back then, women were expected to play the role given to them. Cleopatra? Sweetie, I don't play the game, I make the game. That was her energy. When Cleopatra turned 18, her father died and she had to share the throne with her brother. Tradition, blah blah, but don't imagine some innocent little kid. The moment he walked into the palace throne room, he was like, "This girl is way too smart, I don't trust her." Cleopatra, of course, was like, "Darling, I'm not stupid. The crown looks much better on me." And boom, the royal sibling rivalry kicks off. The palace becomes a battlefield. Even temples recorded the gossip. Royal sibling showdown renewed for season 3. And then Julius Caesar enters the chat, the most powerful man in Rome. Cleopatra needs a strong ally to claim the throne on her own. Here comes the iconic gossip moment. Cleopatra sneaks into Caesar's quarters. Rumor says she was rolled inside a carpet. A literal surprise package. Did they have a romance? Most likely, yes. But the relationship wasn't emotional. It was strategic. Cleopatra wanted Egypt firmly under her control. Caesar wanted a smart partner in the East. Rome becomes a boiling pot of rumors. What is Caesar doing with the Egyptian queen? Is Rome in danger? Who's really controlling whom? Then Cleopatra has her first son, Caesarion. Rome erupts in drama. Is the child really Caesar's? Is he denying it? Who inherits what? If there were a tabloid show, and now the DNA test results. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra's political and romantic life enters its next season. This time, Mark Antony, one of Rome's strongest commanders. A beast in battle, but apparently a kitten in Cleopatra's presence. Cleopatra sees him and realizes he's the key to keeping Egypt safe. And the rumors? Oh, honey. They hosted wild drinking parties. Antony supposedly kissed Cleopatra's feet. Cleopatra's ship was covered in gold. They founded a drinking society in the palace. The Roman Senate was absolutely losing it. The Egyptian queen has bewitched Antony. She's taking over Rome. Is she using magic, poison, a love potion? These men couldn't handle a powerful woman, so of course they blamed witchcraft. Classic. Cleopatra and Antony lose the war against Octavian. The new Roman ruler is clear, and Cleopatra's story moves toward its tragic finale. Rumors go wild again. She refused to leave her gold-filled tomb chamber. Her makeup was perfect even in her last moments. She let a sacred snake bite her in a ritual. Reality? She refused to be paraded as a humiliated captive in Rome. She chose her own ending. One of the biggest I decide my fate moments in ancient history. Antony also ends his life. Tragic love, political collapse, gossip, scandal. Everything crashing at once. And that's why Cleopatra remains one of the most talked about figures in history. We talk about Cleopatra like she's some ancient tabloid celebrity, but here's the truth. Her reputation was shaped by male historians who couldn't grasp a powerful woman unless they reduced her to beauty, seduction, and drama. But the real facts? She knew 9 languages. She ran a national economy. She mastered diplomacy. She was one of the sharpest leaders of her era. Cleopatra didn't just survive history, she rewrote it. Is that a scandal? No, it's success. And we still talk about her today because some people stay on the front page long after they're gone. Cleopatra is exactly that kind of woman.